Welcome back to the Nikki Clarke Radio Show on wearehotline.net. And joining us today is a life and business coach. She's also the author of Who's Going to Stop Us Now. Please welcome Meri Har to the show. How are you doing today, Meri?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me.
Oh, absolutely. So happy that we have some time together today, and we had a ball with you last week, live in front of an audience at the Nikki Clarke Show. So thank you very much for the the incredible opportunity we had with you, and all the great things you're doing, and for sharing books with the audience. You brought some books to give away, so we really appreciate that.
Thank you so much. It was so much fun. I really had a great time at your show, meeting so many amazing people. It was really, really fun. Thank you for inviting me.
Oh, no, my pleasure. Fantastic. All right, so let's talk a little bit about your background then as a life and business coach. When did that start? What was the inspiration to starting that business?
That's a quite interesting story. I used to own a spa for over 20 years in Toronto. And I'm sure you know when you go to the hairdresser or when people go to the spa, they lie on the bed and they start talking. And I realized that my real passion was those conversations, talking to these women that shared with me over the years all their hardship, all their challenges, and just, I followed them through their life journey. And it happened to me, like the pivotal point really was when I had a few clients walking in, and it happened in like a short period of time, let's say within a month, right? I had a few clients walking in, and they walked in, I'm like, hi, how are you? And they're like, I'm okay. And I look at them and I'm like, no, you're not. Because I know them for so many years, right? And then they start crying and they say, the reason I'm here is I don't need really the facial, but I need to talk to you. And it happened, yes, and it happened more and more. And I said, it gave me some time to reflect when it's like the universe is calling me, These women need me and I love what I'm doing, but I need to really sit and rethink my career. So I came across coaching program that I decided to jump on board and become a life coach. And that was like quite challenging for me. Just the idea of, am I good enough? Like my English is not so great. I'm an immigrant to Canada from Israel, and I never really took any formal English classes. So for me to jump into a coaching program, I wasn't sure if my English is good enough, if I can do it. So to make the long story short, I decided to jump head first, and it was challenging, I must say. Like the beginning of the classes, I was sitting at the end of the last row of the class and not participating, being afraid because everybody there were like, so educated and they had a great language, and I felt like, that intimidated. But then slowly, I realized that it's not about the language. It's not about the words that I use. It's about my ideas. It's about what I can bring into the table. And I learned to realize my value even more so. Yeah.
Absolutely. So, it's amazing, and I'm sure this is something that you recognize as a life and business coach, the limiting beliefs that people put on their lives. They say, I can't do this, or I'm not good enough to do that. When the universe is saying, well, no, I didn't put any cap on your skills and abilities. You can do anything. But it's just our minds that trick us to believe otherwise. So when you realize that, you opened up yourself to a fantastic career. Now, how long have you been doing this now?
I've been doing this over around 6-7 years now. Yeah.
Amazing.
And I love every day. I love every day waking up with excitement and that burning desire to just go out there and reach out to these women that, as you can hear, women are my target audience. So yeah, I'm excited.
Okay. It is exciting to step into your passion work, and know that you're truly transforming someone's life. So that is a beautiful thing to know. So let's talk about some of the services. Let's break down some of the services that you offer. And I know that your clients are a majority of women, but do you have some men coming to see you as well?
I do. I actually do. I do have some women that came through me via their women, like as a referral, because they realize how much I help them, so they send me their guy. But when I market, you have to be a little bit more focused and targeted with your audience. And I'm used to working with women for so many years. I just know what women go through, and I've been through so many of the challenges that they're going through that it's so easy to relate to and feel like, we speak the same language. But yeah, definitely I work with some men as well.
Okay. So let's talk then about the services. You were going to share with us what are some of the areas that you help women in your coaching.
The majority, I think the main area that I work with is helping women find what they're passionate about. And it sounds like a cliche, but when you see a woman walks to your, and I remember seeing a lot of those walking to my spa back in the days, and they walk in and they have no, I don't want to say passion because it's overused, that word, but they're kind of doing the everyday motion, going to work if they have work, doing the whatever they need to do in the house, chores and pick the kids, but they lost that zest, that spark in their life. And they're like, how are you? Like, oh, okay, like that low energy, low vibe, low vibration. And I could feel it. Like I could really feel that they lost it. I know everyone has it. We all have it at one point or another, and life gets in the way. And as women, especially as women, once we start our families, they become our top priorities. Like our kids, I have 4 incredible kids, but I know that the years that I focused on raising the kids was my focus. Yes, I run a spa. Yes, today we need 2 incomes. 1 income is not enough. However, the kids, the family was my 100% or 200% focus. So you forget about yourself. And I remember that I have a friend, a very good friend that lives in Israel. And when I talked to her, she often said she went to all kinds of self-development programs, and I was so jealous. I'm like, oh my God, I wish I could do that, but there is nothing here in Canada. I just was not ready to see what's here, and it's incredible that when I was ready, as they said, the student is ready, the teacher appears. I opened myself to all that's available to me, and I just don't have enough time to do what I want to do because there is so much going on, so much training and so much that I want to do that I'm excited to do. But then, you have to focus on the main focus on what you're doing and not get lost in so much that's offering out there, right?
Absolutely. No, there's a lot, so that you have to kind of navigate and prioritize what can be done right away. And that's very important. I think that's an amazing, testimony that you just shared about, just structuring what you're doing and how life is unfolding the way that you never really imagined, but it's just a beautiful manifestation of your values and everything that's put together. So you're doing this work now. How has your life been transformed by helping people?
It's just a big wow in a sense of, to me, it's not work. Like when I wake up in the morning now, it's not work. I loved what I used to do at the spa because I made women feel good. They came in, they could come in feeling crappy and yucky and whatever. But then they left feeling recharged, not just the vanity, the appearance, but the conversation that we had and everything. So they felt great. But now when I have a coaching session, and it could be at 10 p.m. because I work online mainly, via Skype and Zoom and through technology, like you can reach people from all over the world. And I can coach at 10 o'clock and it's 11 and I'm still so charged. Like it's recharging me every time I coach someone, every time I see a woman, one of my clients move forward, even if it's a small step, every time I remind them to celebrate their accomplishment because, as you know, we often take things for granted and we easy to judge and criticize ourselves for things that didn't go the way we wanted them to go, but we forget to celebrate our accomplishments. So for me, each celebration like that, it's my celebration as well. They did the work, but I was just there to hold their hand and to guide them through the process. And so this is just an example of my excitement and my daily celebration with my clients. And there are some challenges and there are some, people that fall and you have to be there to help them get up and encourage them and give them the tools and whatever they need to help them move forward. But generally, it's a moving forward. That's the definition of coaching, is helping people to move from where they are to where they want to be. So I'm there to walk alongside them every step of the way. And how excited is that? Like I'm definitely excited about my job. It's not a job. It's my passion.
It's your passion. Well, you know what? Your enthusiasm and your passion is contagious. And I know that you are going to be, blessing so many other people who come into your midst. So, Meri, I just want to thank you for what you do. And let's just quickly talk about another legacy that you're leaving as an author. You're the compiler / author of Who's Going to Stop Us Now. Let's talk about the vision of the book and who's involved in it.
So the vision of the book is, again, working with so many women, realizing that the only one that stops us is us. Nobody else can stop us from moving forward and doing whatever our hearts desire. And like that, in general, the main theme, we just talked earlier about limiting beliefs that we have and those glass ceilings that we put upon ourselves, right? So once we realize that nobody can stop us, then basically we are unstoppable. And what I've done with this book is I compiled stories from 15 women. My story is included as well. And each woman has her own challenge, from depression, from living with alcoholism, abuse, sexual abuse. Like there is so much challenges that we have to go through as women. And if we can just put some light and show someone that one of the readers, even if it's just one, that was my goal, show them that there is a light at the end of the tunnel. And if these 15 women went through whatever they went through, then I can do it too. And the only one that would stop me from doing it is me and nobody else. Like we can't put a finger on anybody else. That's just playing victim rather than being a winner. And when I did this book, my goal was to empower the reader. But going through this process, we go through really deep, we really dig deep with each woman to uncover the true story and be as authentic and as raw as possible. I realized that the process that I went through with these authors was so deep and profound, and some of them told me that they went years through therapy and it did not help them as much as writing their chapter. Because when you're ready to write a chapter and publish it to the world, you basically declare that you are ready to let go of that story. Yes, it happened, but it's in the past, and it's no longer holding me from moving forward. It's not an excuse anymore. It happened, and I learned my lesson from it, but now I'm ready to move forward. So now I'm doing the second volume because I had women approaching me that are ready to share the story. But now my focus is the process that I went through with the women. There is a coaching sessions that we go through to dig deep and peel one layer at a time to really get to the core of it. And not just, the obvious storytelling. It goes a lot deeper.
Okay, beautiful. Meri, I'm really excited for you. What you're doing, like I said, is just magnificent, and it's touching so many people's lives. And the listeners right now are, I know, anticipating your contact information. So if you could share maybe a phone number or email or website information, I'm sure they would do a follow-up to find out how they can get in touch with you.
Absolutely. Thank you. They can reach me at my website, merihargil.com. That's MERIHARGIL.com. Also on Facebook. We have the Who's Gonna Stop Us Now page on Facebook, as well as Meri Har Coaching You to Unstoppable. And you can also call me if you're ready to share your story to 647-885-4905. I would love to talk to you and help you share your story and heal the wounds of that story with you.
Fantastic. Meri, again, thank you very much for your time. We really appreciate it. And I just want to, say to the listeners, if you're just listening to the interview with Meri Har right now and you missed the earlier part of the interview, you don't have to worry. We're going to be playing the interview throughout the week, Monday to Friday on wearehotline.net, 11 a.m. to noon. So you can listen as often as you like. And the link is also available on NikkiClarkeNetwork.com. So you can listen as often as you like. Meri, thank you again. We really appreciate it. And we look forward to watching your amazing progress and how you're transforming lives one story at a time. Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me.
A pleasure. Take care. Thank you again.
Bye.
Bye-bye now.